Think we're going live. We're starting right up. Hold on, I'm just waiting for the Facebook. Here we go. I think here we are. Yay. Hi, everybody. It's Maria from What's the Story with Maria. How's it going? I'm so happy to be here. You know, this is my favorite hour of the week. Right here on Facebook, we all meet together on Tuesdays at 9 p.m.
You joined your channel.
Usually it starts right around 9:30. Hi, Jimmy. So we want to welcome Jim Bell. He is our producer and engineer. This is What's the Story with Maria. I am Maria, and we are here on Armed Radio, armeddigitalmedia.com, armedradioglobal.com. You can find us there on the internet. If you have your TuneIn app, you just type in Armed Radio, and between usually about 9:03 and 10 p.m., you can hear our show. At other times, they have music playing or they have other shows in their lineup, and please go and check out Armed Radio. They're fabulous, and they have been nice enough to host my show for 3 years, and I really appreciate them. So thank you, Jim. Thank you, Joe Rocks. They're great guys. Jimmy is out in New Hampshire. He is holding down the fort out there, and as is Joe Rocks, so we appreciate them. And I leave all the links to everything, so when I do the promos, and Leo actually does the promos, and then I put all the links to it on there, it's all the ways that you can find us. There's Radio Garden, which comes out of Boston, WBUR, I think. Well, I'll have to check that again. But it's the link that says Radio Garden. And as I said, armedradioglobal.com, armedradioglobal.com, armeddigitalmedia.com. Those are our mother stations. That's how you can find us. Also, every week, I Facebook Live this. Sometimes it gets cut, and then we start again. And then Leo, God bless Leo Rodriguez, as he has come in first. Hi, Leo. Leo does our promos. He runs our YouTube page, and he helps me with Instagram. So if you want to find us, you please like us on Facebook. We have a What's the Story with Maria page on Facebook. We have a What's the Story with Maria page on YouTube. And on Instagram, please go and like all our pages and follow us. We really appreciate that. We love that, and then we can follow you as well. So that's how we can find each other. I want to thank the people that have come on right away. My friend Ed Kutu from Blade Salon in Rocky Hill, Connecticut. Eddie, I'm so glad you're here. I noticed that you lost your power this week, and I'm pretty sure it's back on. I hope. Eddie has a wonderful hair salon, and when you lose power in a hair salon, you can't really work much. Might be able to do a few haircuts, but so we are so glad that you are back up and running. A lot of our friends out in Jersey, like my friend Lauren Moran Mills, still, after like 3 days of not having electricity, is still out, and that's really sad and unacceptable, quite frankly, but they're working on it. So Lauren and all those nice people in Jersey who lost their power, I know Long Island lost their power, in Massachusetts. I know a lot of people lost their power, Connecticut, because of these storms, these wild storms that we have at the end of the season. So it is hurricane season after all. My cousin Rena Crugnali-Bergi has checked in. You know I love my Rena. Yes, Rena, thank you. Happy Tuesday. How wonderful that we are all here together. We come together and everybody just talks to each other, which is, I love. I love that our regulars love each other. Bobby Belfry has checked in already. He is calling in at 9:12. So I always like my guests to call in around there, because if something goes wrong with Facebook, it gives me a chance to get caught up. If people haven't had a chance to come on already, it gives people a chance to hook on. So that's the reason for that. Leo, Bobby, we have our regulars will be popping in momentarily, as they always do. So we're really excited about that. So one of the things that I want to put out there kind of right away is our friend Bill Goffey, who we love, pain in the ass Bill Goffey, had surgery today, and it was a success. It was a big success. He had, believe it or not, an aorta of the valve, and there's an artery, an aortic artery, that had to be replaced. That's a huge operation. So big round of applause to Lenox Hill Hospital and his doctor. Thank you for taking care of Bill. He is in ICU, recovering, and he should be on his feet hopefully by Friday. So we want to send out a lot of love to Bill. I went and fed his cat today. So, Bill, if you're listening, Misty has been fed. She was hiding, but she has been fed. So, anyway, yes, Eddie, we missed you last week. So last week was the power outage. I know it's crazy. Listen, all I can tell you, a lot of my friends in Tennessee, they were posting that they were down trees. In Jersey, there were a lot of down trees. My friend Lynn Portish, genius, a tree came crashing down right into her garage. Chris DePiero was posting a video right next to his car. A tree came crashing down. I'm telling you, these big old trees, man, they're, it's crazy. You never know what's going to happen. Anything can happen in this world, so always be prepared. Yeah, poor Bill, right? I mean, I talked to him last week. He went and got it checked out, and they said, you have to have, this is emergency surgery. So as much as we pick on Bill and we joke with him, this was a very, like an emergency surgery, although he was prepared for it. So today we had our fingers crossed, but it's great news. I heard from Bill's brother, and he's doing really well. So, you never know, do you? Make sure you go and go to your doctors and get things checked out, because that's the way it goes. It's important to have really good doctors in your corner. And Lenox Hill is like the Mass General of New York. It's like the best of the best. So that's really good stuff. So we want to say that. I also want to shout out to Queer Evolution Media, who is Josh Bell and Michael Billy, who were on the show last week. They were so sweet. They shared our show. They put a bunch of, they put my song on there. They put an article I wrote on there. They have been so great to me personally and to the show. They're also going to share our show again this week, and they give us a lot of publicity. So I really, big hug to queerevolutionmedia.co. They're really great. And Leo, if you want to post that would be amazing, so that people can find them. They have a lot of amazing content, a lot of writers, a lot of songwriters, comedians, just really great people in the community. And they're very kind to all of us. So I want to give them a lot of love. And okay, and also I want to shout out that, we're going to talk about it a little more towards the end of our show. So I might save that part, because who do I have calling in tonight? This is such an exciting show. I am beside myself. Bobby Belfry is going to call in at 9:12. I love Bobby Belfry, one of my buddies from Brandy's. He's an amazing singer. He's a dad. He's a great guy. And he's going to talk about some of the stuff going on this week that's going on at Brandy's. They're doing another benefit, which last Thursday was amazing. I watched the whole thing live. It was incredible. And they're doing another benefit this week. And also we're going to talk about Maureen's Jazz Cellar, which Bobby is at quite a bit, and David Budway owns. And they're doing music outside. Bobby Belfry!
Hey!
Hi, honey. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Now, do me a favor. Turn down your because we're going to be...
Turned it off.
Yeah, you know why? Because it's literally delayed by about 20 seconds, and I don't want it to
Okay.
throw you off.
Okay.
So, my honey, I'm so glad you could call in tonight.
Me too.
I used to book the show like weeks in advance, and since the COVID thing, I've been like literally waiting till Sunday and seeing what's happening out there. And, because things
Right.
change so rapidly. So one of the things I noticed that you posted, that you were going to be part of the benefit this week at Brandy's, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Wonderful. Okay, so why don't we talk about that first, and then we'll talk about Maureen's as well, because I noticed Maureen's Jazz Cellar is doing some outdoor music, which I'm thrilled about.
It's amazing.
It's okay. So let's start with Brandy's this week. Tell me what's happening there.
Okay, so like just about every establishment in New York and around the world, Brandy's is having trouble paying the bills because we've been closed for 5 months now,
Right.
which feels like 5 minutes. It's absolutely crazy. But, we have to pay our bills, so we have to start opening. We have to raise money. We have to find different ways to be able to present Brandy's to the world, really.
Right. Right.
Everything's very different now. All great ideas are starting to come in, and I'm very excited about the future of Brandy's, actually.
Yes.
But this week,
Go ahead.
it's aside from myself, singing. Jennifer Pace, Joe Artizone, Elliot Roth, Justin Lopez, John Bronston, and we have amazing guests, Allison Nussbaum,
Wow.
Babe, Mark Hartman.
Oh my
And I know
God.
I brought, yeah, it's going to be like totally kick-ass. It's gonna be
What a
great.
lineup. You have quite a lineup there.
Yeah. It's going to be a lot
Now,
of fun.
one of the things
And
I
also,
love.
I should say, I want to say one more thing.
Yeah,
if I
please
may.
say
I'm
as
sorry.
much as you want.
Okay. This Friday is Joe Connell's 80th birthday. He was the owner and proprietor of Brandy's for, well over 30 years.
Right.
And he passed away 2 years ago, and Jim Lazar is now the proprietor and the owner. But, you know, Joe's spirit lives on at Brandy's, and so we're going to also use this Thursday as a celebration for his birthday.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
And I love Joe. Joe is a great guy, and if he loved you, he really loved you. And that is
Yeah,
one
absolutely.
of that's, you know, if Joe loved you, that's it. You were in. And he and I had I loved our relationship because I used to pick on him a lot. And he would let me. He would let me. That was our relationship. We kind of picked on each other in the best possible way, and I love people like that. So, and he was an ex NYPD.
He was.
Well, not ex. He was retired, and so his funeral was quite amazing because it was like really beautiful. They had the police department there, and they folded up the flag, and the flag is now at Brandy's, and it's just
You just saying this is giving me chills.
yeah, me
Absolutely.
too. You know, me too. And I just thought, like, he was, you know,
That's Joe. That's Joe.
he loved us and he loved performers and he loved Brandy's, but you know, he was a detective. He was a detective that bought a bar. And
Totally.
and he loved his staff and treated people really well. And there's a lot to
so
be
much
said
fun.
for that. So I love Joe, and I know he's watching us up there and giving everybody the finger, as was Joe's way. Right? He was a hard ass, and I loved him for it.
It was good. Belfry Iona Bar.
Oh my God! So that is quite a lineup. So when I saw you, because I know that they're not staggering it, they're just mixing it up. There's another couple of weeks going on, and I'm going to be on with Michael Isaacs on August 27th, I believe. So,
Oh, cool.
yeah, so that should be fun. And but like every week is really cool singers, and what's great about it is it's a lot of it is happening at Brandy's, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're opening up safely inside just for the staff. Everybody's been really, you know, because I was talking to people last week, it's super clean. Everybody's wearing masks except when they get up to sing. They're disinfecting the mic, all that stuff.
Right.
And then, and it's all filmed right on Facebook Live. You can watch it. So you don't have to know Brandy's. You don't have to be from Brandy's. You can, people that are listening to the show, please go to Brandy's Piano Bar website. No, the Facebook page, right?
Go to the Facebook page, and there's a GoFundMe, and that's where we really need people.
Yeah.
On the GoFundMe.
Yeah, and last week I was watching it, and people were taking requests and singing, and it's just like one great singer after another, and just requests were pouring in. It was amazing. It was amazing. I loved it. I loved it. So
It was beautiful.
now, are you going to be? You know what you're singing, or are you going to wait for requests? How are you going to do it?
I know 2 songs that I'm singing, and everything else, I'm just going to take requests. That would be a lot of fun. I would love that.
Yeah, that's the part of it that's really cool too. Let's say you have a special request, you just Venmo it in. They'll give you the link to do that. You can send a request in, and they will do your request. You know, if they can get to it, or if they haven't already done it. But that's what it's about too. It's about letting. So it's as if you were there live, and we're actually having that piano bar experience where people go there and say, hey, here's $20. Can you sing this for me? Or here's $50. Can you, whatever it is that you want to hear, you know, here's $10. Can you do this? Whatever it is that you would normally do there, you can do it that way as well.
Exactly.
Right? And I'm so glad that this is happening, because we all love Jim and we love Brandy's and we love each other, and it's just a really amazing place. And it's a New York, how long has Brandy's been open? I think Mario said like 40 years, right?
Well, Irv and Rob, who also went on to own Don't Tell Mama and 88 ultimately, opened Brandy's in 1979.
Wow.
And before that, it was always a music space. It's always been some kind of music space. And it was named Brandy's earlier, from what I understand. There was actually another Brandy's on York Avenue, and also one in Boston, where you're from.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
I said, look at the address right here, because Joe Connell gave me the original Brandy's poster. It says 1222 Commonwealth Avenue, corner of Harvard, Boston.
I know exactly where that is.
That's where Brandy's in Boston was.
Oh my God, that's so great. There was some great clubs there when I was, Michael Isaacs and I were from Boston. So we knew each other from back in the day. And we used to hang out in that area. It's called the Fenway. It's right near Fenway Park.
Yeah.
Wow.
And, then Jim Lazar joined Brandy's in '79. He was hired by Irv, and of course, the rest is history. And I started in '91, and I've been there ever since. And I've been able to make my life because of Brandy's. So
yes.
It's been a great blessing for me and so many other people.
Absolutely. So now it's time for us to help them out, which I love, and well deserved. Now, I also want to talk to you about, speaking of Brandy's, you met this wonderful man named David Budway at Brandy's, right?
Uh-huh.
And he opened up a club called Maureen's Jazz Cellar.
Yeah.
And so tell us about that. And that's, that suffered too, because it's a cellar. So, but you guys are out in Nyack. So tell everybody what's happening outside there now.
So Nyack has been having, it's just a beautiful, kind of old Victorian village, whatever kind of. It's very charming, and David Budway and his wife, Brienne Higgins, own Maureen's Jazz Cellar, which is named after David's sister, Maureen Budway, who's a very beloved jazz singer from Pittsburgh. And she passed away from cancer in 2016. And so through their grief, they decided to open up a space, music space, that brings the community together, and the musicians that sing there and play there. It's just an incredibly beautiful and special place in the middle of the suburbs. And because of COVID, of course, like we said before, every other establishment is suffering. They've been able to do live, kind of Facebook live things, just like Brandy's was doing, and Mama's and Marie's and so forth. And then they're sustaining it. So last week I, had the opportunity to go to, so the town is doing I'm sorry, I got off track.
That's
the town
okay.
is doing, they're closing the main street, the main avenue. It's for the town square. So all the restaurants could spill out their tables and chairs right onto the street.
Wonderful.
So people will be far away from one another. People are wearing masks. And so this last Friday, I got to go to Maureen's outside on the street. It was raining. There were tents. Musicians were playing under tents. People were drinking and just wearing masks together under the tent. And I got to sing a beautiful jazz set with David and the band. And it was just so wonderful.
Oh, my goodness.
And they're also in the same boat. They're trying to stay afloat like everyone else.
Yep.
And we need these music establishments not only so that we could work and make a living, but we need them for the soul of the city that we live in.
I mean,
the cities that they're in.
I mean, can you imagine what life would be like without our music venues?
No, I couldn't.
I mean, first of all, New York, that's what New York is all about. That's why people move here. Whether you're a singer or not, you move here to either sing or to listen to incredible music and to work here and thrive here and in whatever you move here for, the stock market, the arts, fashion, whatever. But music is such a huge part of that. So we're trying to come back safely. And actually, New York, knock on wood, is doing amazingly well.
Yeah, we have an amazing governor. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Mr. Andrew Pace Cuomo.
Right. Oh my God, Jennifer Pace I love all her
They're
posts.
actually a hot couple. I'd like to actually see that.
Yes, absolutely. And I love that she posts them at different ages together as well. Love that she does. She's so funny and she's so creative. So
she'll be there this Thursday at Brandy, so
yeah,
which is wonderful.
And I love her because you can also, even when she's not on stage, I can hear her laugh, and she's just part of it. She's like such part of the fabric of all that great stuff. So
she totally is.
And I love Elliot Roth. Oh my God.
Elliot's an incredible musician.
Incredible. We worked together many a night.
Elliot, was a student of Maureen Budway.
No.
He's also from Pittsburgh. Yes.
Are you kidding me? I didn't know that.
Yes, I think he studied with David as well, but he studied under both of them. She was a piano and also a vocal teacher, I believe. And David,
Wow.
of course, was piano. He's multi-instrumentalist. And so, yeah, they all went to the Pittsburgh jazz scene is incredible. And that's where Elliot came out of as well.
You know Brooks Decker? Brooks Decker is also from Pittsburgh. He's
Brooks
a,
Decker.
yes, you
Oh,
would know him
wow.
if you saw him. He's a great singer. And he's been in the city for about 12 years, and he's also a great singer.
Cool.
So, yeah, so who knows? Maybe he knows them as well. This is really great.
Yeah.
All right, and how's your little girl, Rosie?
Oh, she's amazing. Her birthday is this Thursday. Well, I'm going to be at Brandy, so we're spending the night in a hotel, and we're going to just to celebrate her birthday, and also I'll be able to do the Brandy thing and spend the night in the city.
Oh, how cool. So she's a Leo, that means. That's her sign, right?
She's a Leo, just like my dad and my sister.
And just like my mom was, Leos are no joke. They are
Mm-hmm.
very strong personalities, very grounded, very strong. They're leaders. They're natural leaders.
Oh yeah, she leads me around all day.
Oh, I know. I can see that, but I love it. Now, I want to talk about your new puppy. You got a new puppy, right?
Yeah, a beautiful puppy named Isla. She's from Puerto Rico, and we were just so happy that she came to us exactly a year after we lost our dog Jerry from last year. And she's just so beautiful. Like she's always been here. It's incredible.
Now, you got her out of a shelter, but she was in Puerto Rico, but she was
We
lost.
got her. Yeah, well, they've been hurricanes and earthquakes in Puerto Rico in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Those dogs, they get separated from their families, or the families, unfortunately perish or whatever, or the parents, they can't take care of the dogs anymore. So she was a stray, and then they got it. She also had a litter, and this poor little baby, I just kind of like project on her what her history might have been, and it just makes me hold her closer.
Wow. And she and Rosie are thick as thieves, right?
She follows Rosie around all day long. And I should say that the organization we got Isla from they save dogs. It's called Heaven Can Wait, and it's really they fly the dog from Puerto Rico, and they're very they make sure the dogs are in good shape and they're fixed and all that stuff, and they actually make sure the family is right for the dog
Wow.
as much as the dog is right for the family. And we went through kind of like a really, stringent thing to get this dog.
Wow.
But it's worth it. And it's folks are looking for a dog. And, I mean, ultimately it costs about $400 for shots and airfare.
Yeah, but
it's worth it, and you're rescuing a beautiful soul.
how wonderful, honey. So wonderful things have come from this. And I can't wait to hear you at Brandy's on Thursday night. It starts at 6, right?
At 7, I believe. Yeah.
7, okay. 7, go to the Brandy's Piano Bar Facebook page, and it will start, and it's just exciting. It's about 2 hours of just one great singer after another, and you're not going to be disappointed. You're going to love it. Bobby will be there. Please tell everybody at Maureen's Jazz Cellar, keep posting that stuff as well.
I
And
will.
you're welcome to put it on my page, and then I
thank
will
you.
forward it, put it on my What's the Story with Maria page, okay?
Thank you so much, sweetie.
All right, honey, I love you to pieces, and I'll give Matt a big hug, and I'll talk to you soon.
I love you, too. I can't wait to see you again.
Oh, me
Be
too,
well.
honey. Bye, baby.
Bye.
Bobby Belfry. Oh, my God. What a great guy. What a great guy. What a talented guy. But just such a great guy. Love Bobby. And so much great stuff is happening. So I want to thank everybody that's been posting stuff and staying on and listening. First of all, Jackie, I think it was yesterday you had a birthday, honey. You're right, Leos do rule. My mother was a Leo. You don't mess with Leos. I'm very fond of them. So happy birthday, sweetheart. Jackie Fornatel is a wonderful singer. Jackie, we'd have to have you call in one of these days. I would actually love that. Let's work that out. Okay, let me just see who is... Leo, thank you for everything you've posted. You're just a godsend. Leo is a godsend. Okay, Mandar Chick Magnet has joined us. Hi, Mandar. Mandar, you will be delighted to know I am off my diet. Because Mandar was a little disappointed that I wasn't having desserts, and I'll go back on the diet. I had to have a couple of weeks off. I need some carbs once in a while. So let me see what time it is. Okay, so we actually What I might do right now, since because we have our friend Barbara Campanero, Susie Campanero's mom, famous mom, is calling in at 9:35, and she is going to call in, and she lives in Florida, so she doesn't pull any punches. I really wanted to know what the heck is really going on in Florida, so I said, who better to call than Barbara Campanero? She's going to give us the real deal story on Florida. So, we can watch the news all we want, but if you want to know what's happening in places, you ask the locals. So she's calling in and telling us that. So I just want to check. Matt Koch has joined us. Matt Koch is there. We love Matt. He is Bobby's husband, and he's an amazing guy. He was our stage manager at Tony and Tina's wedding back in the mid-90s. So we all loved Matt. What an amazing stage manager he was. I loved Matt. Everybody loved Matt. Okay, so now we got our people that have joined us here, and I just want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Daniel Lynch, hi, sweetheart. Nice to see you, and thank you for checking in. Rena is still here. Okay, so I think I'm going to go straight to the food section of our show. So what's the food section of our show called? Go ahead. Keep eating. And usually we do this at 9:40, but Barbara's calling in, and there's no stopping Barbara. We're just going to go for it. So what did I make? Mandar went off the diet, back on the carbs. So when I go on the carbs, I want pasta, right? So here is my beautiful pasta that I made tonight. Farfalle, which means butterfly in Italian. Farfalle I made a delicious bolognese. So bolognese is you get ground beef. You saute that with garlic and onions and olive oil and some spices. And then in a separate pan, I have garlic, onion, oil, roasted red peppers, and sometimes I use white wine, sometimes I use Marsala, sometimes I use red, depends on how I feel. If I want a sweeter, like I know a lot of Italians will put sugar in their sauce. I do not put sugar in my sauce. What I do instead is I sweeten it with vegetables. Instead of regular onions, I would use Vidalia, which I tend to use quite often, actually. I tend to favor the Vidalia onions because they're sweet. They're more expensive, but they're worth it. So Vidalia onions, roasted red peppers, I find, are incredible if you want sweetness. And so I do that, basil, all that delicious stuff, a ton of spices. So, and then you mix it all together and you cook it for hours. That's my bolognese sauce. And so I made that. There is this. How delicious is that? That's what I'm eating. I can't wait. I put a ton of Parmesan cheese. I put so much Parmesan cheese on it, it's almost more than the pasta. All right, for salad, in the summer, I like nice light salads for some reason. So I have romaine lettuce, red peppers, which I love, celery, which is such a summery, beautiful thing, red cabbage. Then I put some sesame seeds and poppy seeds in there, and capers. Look, I don't know if you can see the capers are in there. It's for a little salt. Instead of the salt, you don't even need salt if you have capers. And then I'm going to put red wine vinegar and extra virgin olive oil. Very classic Italian summer salad. Okay, with the only thing missing here, which I really wanted, but I didn't have time to go and get, was black olives. I think next week, I don't mean Sicilian olives, I mean regular black olives. I may get those next week. So that's that. Now I'm having dessert tonight, Mandor. I know you'll be happy. These are so delicious. I've never seen them before, but I bought them just on a whim, and it was so worth it. So at the supermarkets in Jersey, they always have great desserts. So they're called chocolate chewy cookies. So they're like chocolate chips, but they're super, super thin, and then they just load them with chocolate chips. And these also have pecan. So chocolate chips, pecans, whatever you say, and super thin, and they're crispy. So it's almost like they're fried or something. It's just amazing. You bite in, they're crispy and extremely chewy and chocolatey. So, oh my God, these are like a dream. So that's what I'm having, and that's what's going on. All right, so in about 2 minutes, Barbara Campanero is going to call in. So let me check what our people are saying. Make sure I didn't miss anything. I know we got a lot of you on board right now. Is Lynn Porter's Genius has joined us. Genius. Oh, by the way, my shirt tonight. Look at my shirt. I ordered it. Women's vote 1920 to 2020, 19th Amendment. Okay, so in case you don't know what that is, in November 20th, I believe it was that year. Oh, here comes Barbara, and then we'll talk about this. Oh my God. Barbara Campanero, is that you?
Hi. Yes, it's me. Am I too early?
No, you are perfect. You
Oh, okay, that's
perfect
good.
timing. Oh my God. First of all, I've missed you very, very much.
I know. I miss you too.
And what was
when
the
are we going to be able to see each
I
other?
well, you know, it's
God,
getting worse now because now they don't want people crossing state lines, and you gotta.
I know. It's terrible.
It's terrible.
Susan has been telling me since Mother's Day she's coming. Now she said she thinks she wants to come for Thanksgiving until Christmas. So I don't know what condition we're all going to be in by then.
Well, isn't it crazy that you even have to think that far ahead? Like normally,
I know, isn't it terrible?
yeah, like there's a big
Oh.
feast in the north end of Boston that my family every year we have a family reunion. It's called St. Anthony's.
Yeah.
We have it the last
St. Anthony.
yeah, the last Sunday in April. I mean, in August, they had to cancel it.
Yeah.
You know,
I know, isn't it awful?
it's awful.
Oh, it's terrible. And then we're constantly in the house. All I do is go to Publix, get whatever I need, come home, and that's it.
I know. It's
Like,
really awful.
The other day, I'm telling Elizabeth, could you believe that they're having a motorcycle thing in the Dakotas for 250,000 people, and they're not wearing masks, they're not doing anything to protect themselves. So Elizabeth said, Mom, what are you worrying about? All you do is get up and go to Publix and come home.
I know, but you're right. You know, listen, we're all. The thing is that those of us that are doing what we're supposed to do, you know, I take it very seriously. Like today, by accident, I left the house without a mask, and I got as far as downstairs, and I realized I didn't have my mask on because they won't let you in a store here. They won't let you anywhere.
I know.
And I was going to take the
I
bus.
know.
And I knew that I couldn't get on the bus without a mask. So, but you know what? I wasn't bothered by that. I came right back up, got my mask, and went about my business. And that's why,
Me too.
yeah, the numbers in New York are super low now.
Yeah, like yesterday, I got in my car, I put my bag in my car, and then I said, uh-oh, I didn't take the mask.
Right.
So I go back in the house, and I took the mask, otherwise, because one day, I didn't think of it at all. I was going to go and pay my telephone, and so I went, and I got there, and I said to the guy, oh my God, I don't have my mask on. He said, well, you can't come in.
Uh-oh.
He said, so he tried to help me outside,
Okay.
but I couldn't go in.
Oh, boy.
Terrible.
Well,
Oh, God.
well, yeah, now they're getting strict, but in the beginning, Florida wasn't really doing that, right?
No, that's right. They're not. Some people still aren't wearing them, but you see more people trying. They should, really.
Yeah. Now, let me ask you, because, you know, we on the East Coast, I mean, I watch the news quite a bit. You know, I like to stay current. And,
Me
but,
too.
yeah, but sometimes what I like to do is ask the locals. Like, if I want to know about Massachusetts, I call my dad, and he fills me in on my cousin
Yeah.
Marisa. You know, we are very politically aligned. She'll fill me in.
Yeah.
But now let me ask you, you're in Florida, and I often ask my friend Suzanne Murray, she's in the Villages, but you are in Orlando?
Yeah, well, I'm in Altamont Springs,
Okay.
and I could get to Orlando like in 15 minutes, on I-4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, so what would you say if you had to give me a news report right now? The real, because this is how I'm telling people, this is the real news report of Florida. What would you say?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, what grade would you give your governor? Would you give him an A, B, C, D, E, F? What would you give him?
Well, the problem with him is that, he's a pal of the president.
Right.
So he goes also by what the president likes, and Elizabeth is a school teacher, and she's been working now for 2 weeks. The teachers have gone in 2 weeks. She still doesn't know if she's going to do it on computer or have the kids come into school.
Right.
And that's because, the president and our governor say they should go to school.
Right.
But listen, if you have little kids, parents don't want to send their little kids to school. They're still frightened.
Right,
you know?
right, right.
So I don't really. So you said A, B, C, or D.
Well, you don't even have to go with that. In your opinion, what do you think?
I think Florida is doing very bad.
Okay.
Like sometimes, you know what kills me? Some days they say, oh, only 45 or maybe only 100 and something people died. Only? Are they kidding?
Right.
For the day? I mean, one person is too much.
I know.
They shouldn't be dying because they started too late.
Right, but you know what else they're
thought it was
doing?
gonna
That's
be
very
nothing.
kind of sneaky snake in Florida. And I heard this from a very incredibly reliable source.
Yeah.
That they're not putting everybody down that does pass away as COVID. A lot of them, they put it down as pneumonia.
I know.
So they're writing pneumonia
I know,
instead.
That's what they're saying. Yeah.
Keep the
They
numbers
say
low.
We can't say it's all from COVID, but I'm sure that most of it is.
Right.
Actually, I'm sure people are dying, daily of other things, but
Yeah.
not as many. Like some days you have over 1,000 people that have gotten the virus, and then about 700 died. My God.
I know, that's really
a lot of
crazy.
people.
Yeah, it is a lot of people. Now, the last time we talked was at the beginning of COVID, and there was a toilet paper shortage. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
But
yeah.
it doesn't
Well,
seem to be.
The thing is now they have toilet paper, but not a lot. And the prices have gone up.
What?
And now, yeah.
That's highway robbery.
I know. And then you know what else?
What?
Like, you can't get Lysol spray. There's
That-
never any Lysol spray.
That I know.
So you know what happened one day? I was taking a walk. It was at night, about 6:30, and my neighbor. I have a neighbor named Richard, just like my husband. He is so nice. He calls me every week. Do you need anything? Can I help you?
It's very nice.
I said, Richard. He said, did you get what you needed at the store? I said, I couldn't get Lysol spray. So by the time I got home, there's this tremendous can of Lysol spray in front of my door.
Wow.
So I called Richard up. I said, Richard, was that you? He said, Barbara, I had 3 of them. So he gave me one. But that's the only one I have. So I look, every time I go to public shopping, they never have
No,
that.
they never have it.
They
Well,
don't have.
First of all,
They don't have.
that's a really sweet neighbor. So he's a good guy.
Yeah, you know what he did the other day? He called me, rang my doorbell, and he said, tomorrow morning I'm coming early, and I'm going to trim your bushes. I said, what? And he said, well, I told you I was going to do it.
Wow.
And he came the next morning, he trimmed them, he put all the stuff in bags.
Wow.
He blew the leaves. I said, Richard, you're doing so much. He said, well, I told you I was going to help you. He's really, and he always calls me, and he always asks me, if I need anything. He's really nice.
Well, he
Nice
seems
guy.
very nice. You think he has a little crush on you, though, Barbara?
He could be my son.
Oh, okay. Well, you never know.
He's, let me see. I think he's Susan's age or Elizabeth's age.
Okay, all
I
right.
said, well, you could be my son.
All right.
But don't forget.
So he's being nice, he's being polite, he's doing the right
Yeah.
thing. Well, God bless him then.
Now, Maria, you didn't forget that I was 86, did you?
It's hard for me to forget. It's hard for me to forget that you're not my age because you're very, very spry and you're very feisty. That's
Oh,
my
God.
favorite thing about you, your feistiness.
Oh, God, I'm telling you, I try to be. And then Elizabeth, she's so funny. She tells me the other day, Mom, you don't know what we got today. I said, what? They finally got another dog. and they rescued it.
Well,
And
that's
it's
nice.
a nice dog, and it's a little bigger than what my dog was, and it has sleek hair. You know, it's not very hairy.
Okay.
And it's part terrier and part
King Charles Cavalier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Boston Terrier. Part Boston
so
Terrier.
it was. The name was Apollo, but they changed it to Rocco.
Well, I love
So
that.
the other night, we have, every single night, about 4 or 5 o'clock, our places get dark. You think it's about 7 o'clock at night, and we have a thunderstorm. Oh, terrible. Elizabeth was without electricity the other night.
Oh, brother.
She was able to finish dinner, and she said, "Can we come over and sit?" I said, "Sure, come on over." And they brought the dog, and so we were sitting down having ice cream, and I made a banana bread that day. So
That sounds
we were having
delicious.
Ice cream and banana bread.
I love
And,
banana bread.
Well, my neighbor the other day, she comes to my back door, and I said, "What have you got in your hand, Patty?" She had about 4 ripe bananas. So I said, "Uh-oh," because she loves my banana bread. So I said, "Oh, I guess you want me to make banana bread, huh?" So I made...
Well, that's her way, I guess. When you show up with bananas.
Yeah, she gives me the bananas, and one day she even gave me the walnuts, but I said, "You don't have to give me walnuts," because Elizabeth gave me a whole bag of walnuts.
Okay, so you have your own walnuts. You have your own nuts.
So I have my...
You're stocked with nuts.
I know, so I gave her some, and then I gave that fellow Richard, I brought some to him, and the other day when I hadn't made it yet, so I gave him some chocolate, and I gave him some other little Entenmann cakes.
Oh, yeah, I love those.
But, he won't take any money from me, so I always give him some goodies.
Well, that's nice. That he probably just likes the company. He knows you're a good person.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking he's in it for the banana bread. Now that I know about the banana bread, the way to someone's heart is through the sweets. I'm telling you.
I know. And then sometimes, he's so funny, sometimes he rings the doorbell and he'll give me 4 beautiful tomatoes. And then one day he gives me this tremendous bag of chips. He said, whenever my sister comes, she brings me 3 big bags of chips. I said, "Richard, what am I going to do with this big bag?" I still
Wow.
haven't opened them yet.
He's a great neighbor.
I know. Sometimes he said, "I have pizza, but I can't eat it all. I'm going to bring some to you." So he brought me some pizza.
Wow. I think you're spoiled rotten over there, actually.
I know. I have nice neighbors. I really do.
Isn't that wonderful, though? I love my neighbors, too.
Everybody looks out for each other. If we see that somebody's car didn't move for a day, I'll call up this girl across the street, Christine.
Mm-hmm.
I said, "Christine, you didn't go to work today. Are you okay?" She said, "Well, I wasn't feeling too good." I said,
Wow.
"Do you need anything, And, we just sort of take care of each other, which is nice.
But you know what? My father's neighbors are the same way. They have all been
How is
there.
your dad?
Oh, my dad's great. He's great. He's doing really well. I talked to him today.
Yeah.
He's he's retired now, so his life is a little bit easier than it was when he was working a lot. Because he worked. He cut hair until he was 80. I think he's the same age as you. So he
was a barber?
Yes, he was a hairdresser forever.
Oh, a hairdresser.
Yes,
My
he was.
Uncle Joe, too. He used to cut hair.
Yeah, and he just retired maybe
died
like
last
3
year.
years ago, Barbara. My sister
Yeah.
forced him to because he was, when you stand on your legs all day long, you get tired. So,
Well, Maria, that's happening to John. Like, he gets trouble with his wrist sometimes
Yeah.
and his arm. And the other day he said his back was. I said, don't forget, you're standing all the time, and doing the blow drying. That's not easy.
Well, right,
you know?
that's what it is. You're using those muscles in your
Yeah.
shoulders and stuff. People think hairdressing is easy, but it's not. I have a lot of cousins
No,
that are
it's not
hairdressers.
easy.
And my
Like the
sister
other-
too. My sister has a shop.
Yeah, like John's been doing great since he opened up his shop again.
Thank God.
He goes in early, and sometimes 9 o'clock he'll call me up and I'll say, "Are you home?" He said, "No, I'm just leaving the shop." I said, "What?"
Well,
He said, "Well,
yeah.
you gotta keep your customers, and
Well,
if they want to come late, he'll say sure, if they're coming after work or whatever."
Here's what my sister did the same thing. What they had to do in order to make up for the fact that they were closed for 3 months or more,
Sure.
they had to expand their hours, and their customers were all like, they couldn't wait to come back, which is great. But
I know that was John. You know why? When he was closed, they were calling him and they wanted him to go to their house, and he said to them, "No, I can't." You know why? They all live in buildings. You're going to get in those elevators.
Yeah.
How do you know who had COVID? In those buildings.
Yeah, that's
I said,
true.
You better not. He said, "No, I told them." So that's why when he opened, they all flocked there.
Yep.
The other day, I had called him because I had to ask him something. I said, so he said, "I'm busy." I said, "Okay, I won't bother you. Call me later." And he said, this one lady, she kept saying, "Cut more, cut more, cut." And he said, "Look, later." And he knows that she's a crabby customer, but it's a customer.
A
And
crabby
he said,
customer is still a customer. You're right.
Yeah, still a customer. He said, "Look, you could come back tomorrow. I won't even charge you. I'll cut it some more. But I have to only take one customer at a time.
Right.
And another customer is coming in 15 minutes. And after you leave, I have to clean
Right.
everything.
Yeah.
And then be ready for the next person, So one of the ladies said to him, "Boy, you were so calm. You really didn't get mad." And he said, "No, I don't want to get mad at them, but I'm just trying to calm her down because
Yeah.
she wanted him to cut and cut and cut, and it was taking too much time."
Right, and then you have to take their temperature at the door. You have to clean
he
in
takes
between
the
customers.
temperature,
You got to have the
and
plastic.
He wears a mask.
Yeah.
He wears so Sachi and him both wear a mask and the shield.
Yeah.
And then, at the end of the day, they have to really clean the place up really good so it's all ready for the morning. I mean, it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, but you
Really
know
is.
what? Thank God they're
Yeah.
open. I'm so glad about that.
Oh,
Well,
I know. Thank goodness.
so
But
listen.
I'll tell you one
What?
thing.
What?
That New York was much better with the unemployment checks. John signed up for the unemployment. He only had to wait a week or two. Here in Florida, some people never got their unemployment check.
That I know.
It's terrible.
That
I
I
mean,
know.
I don't know why Florida always has that trouble.
Yeah, it's really bad. I saw the lines at the food banks too. It's very sad.
I know.
People
Very
have no
bad.
money coming in. It's really sad.
I know. I feel so bad with people when they have children. You
Yeah.
know, and what are you going to do?
I
You
know.
they're
I had to
not
wait 6
working.
weeks, which was a long time, but because I was teaching 1 day a
Sure.
week. But then it kicked in, thank goodness. So
Oh, thank goodness.
yeah, and
That's a
hopefully
long
I'll be back
time.
at work soon. I'm hoping maybe the middle of September or something like that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
well, listen, Honey Bunny, I want to thank you for calling in. I knew I would get the real scoop on Florida from you. And not only did I get the real scoop, but I got the banana bread scoop, I got the neighbor's scoop, I got the public scoop, and we're still out of Lysol. Everywhere, by the way, is out of Lysol.
I know. I know.
I think they can't make
So
it
what
fast enough.
That's right. And are you okay?
I'm
You
great,
feeling
honey.
all right?
Yes, I'm feeling wonderful. I'm feeling
Yeah,
wonderful.
I just spoke to my grandson tonight, and he said he's okay. I said, just make sure you always wear your mask and do what you're supposed to do. He says, "Oh, I always do."
Yeah.
So that's good.
That's the way to do it.
Gotta
Listen,
do it.
give your kids there and your grandkids a big hug from me, and I'm so glad you got a.
will.
I'm so glad you got a new puppy in the family. That makes me happy.
Yes, I have a grand puppy now.
You do have a grand puppy now, which is wonderful. And I love you. I love you for staying up and calling into the show. You made my
I
night.
love you too, Maria. Call me anytime.
I know. I
It's
love
fun.
talking to you. I love it.
Okay.
Okay, you take care
care.
of yourself, honey. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, love you.
Love you too so
Send you
much.
kisses.
Same to you.
Bye.
Bye, sweetheart.
Bye, honey.
Oh my God. Barbara Campanero. That's it. You ask one question, and that's all you need to do. It's fantastic. I personally needed Barbara Campanero to call in tonight. That's why I called Susie yesterday. I was like, Susie, do you think your mom's free? Because some days you just need a little reality check. That's actually what I've called the show, by the way. I've named the show Reality Check. Sometimes you just need that reality check. You need to talk to a person that's the real deal, that's boots on the ground, as they say. Banana bread on the ground. Barbara Campanero. That's it. She told it like it was. So anyway, yeah, the hairdressers, there's a lot of great hairdressers out there, and they are working literally. Like my sister, European Flair in West Concord, Massachusetts, she opens a shop super early now and closes really, really late. And they stagger it, so that they have different people working. Because she usually has like 6 chairs that are all busy, but now they can only do 2, I think. So they have to stagger. Eddie, at Blades, I'm sure you have to do the same thing. You do beautiful work, by the way, Eddie. I love your Instagram. It's gorgeous. I want to send a shout out to my cousin Gina Savino and Joyce Savino. I love them. They have a hair salon, Joyce's Unisex Salon, 132 Ferry Street, Everett, Massachusetts. So a shout out to them. They're working tirelessly from morning to night. So listen, when you go in to get your hair done these days, tip your hairdressers a little more than you normally would, because first of all, they hadn't worked in 3 to 4 months, so they lost a lot of that money. Second of all, and like John was lucky with New York, but a lot of the other states, if you own your own place and you got a PPL loan, you couldn't get unemployment if you got that loan. So people are trying to balance their lives. So thank you if you're coming back to the hairdressers and spending money. That's wonderful. If you go back to restaurants, wonderful. It's so many great places outside. When you go to tip, put a little extra in there. I do, because it's just people are working really hard and they got those masks on and it's hot. It's a lot. Okay, so let me check on my people who I love. Oh, I think I saw Bradley Whitedale. Oh my goodness, Bradley, how are you? It's so good to see you, honey. The handsome and extremely talented, very British and beautiful Bradley Whitedale. Love you to pieces, honey. Is that Michael Brill? Oh my God, Michael Brill. How are you, baby? Good to see you. I'm checking up on everybody. Andrew Holmes, my love. Nuts, and yes, nuts are delicious. Everybody. Leo, by the way, I owe you a can of chock full of nuts, because I promised you it would be a lifetime supply, but I got a confession to make. I haven't really been to Costco as of late. And that's where I usually buy it, because Costco's been crazy. But now they're slowed down. I'm going to go back and I'm going to get you a can. I was at BJ's the other day, but they did not have the chock full of nuts can, which I know you so much enjoy. Jean E. Craigie. Hi, honey. How are you? Jean E. Craigie of Stoneham, Massachusetts, a Spartan like me, Spartans for Life. She runs that amazing page, the town of Stoneham, Friends of Stoneham page, and she takes a trillion pictures. This town moderator, amazing. Jeannie, thank you for your great work. I feel like I'm home when I go on that page. I feel like that's my hometown, and I really I love being connected there. So that's great. Also, there's Jeannie also always posts about the food bank in Stoneham. There are food banks everywhere. Wherever you are, there is a food bank, and there are people that go to those food banks. What I do sometimes is if I go to Costco, I'll buy a giant thing, like maybe 24 cans of something, and I'll drop them off at a food bank. If you maybe don't have money to donate, but you have food that you can donate. There's lots of times when I go on my low carb diet and I realize I have stuff in my cupboards that is carb stuff, and I want to get it out of my way, like pastas and stuff. I'll donate it. So also my post office, by the way, does that. They collect cans and all kinds of stuff, and they donate. By the way, the post office. Open your eyes, people. They're trying to get rid of the post office. This administration is trying to shrink the post office. I'm so angry about this. I have friends and relatives that work for the post office. They work really hard. I go to the post office myself 2 or 3 times a week, and it's not fair. This is a really stupid way to cut people voting by mail, which is stupid because people have always voted by mail. So, but the point is, there are okay, Jimmy, I think we have a minute. Yep, okay, thank you. I want to thank Jim Bell. I want to thank Armed Radio. I want to thank Joe Rocks for having us on every week. I want to thank Career Revolution, that media.co, which is sharing our show. Thank you so much. I want to thank Leo Rodriguez, who is so great and takes care of everything. I want to thank Barbara Campanero, the real deal from FLA, Susan Campanero's mom. Bobby Belfry, I love you. Thursday night, go to Brandy's Facebook page and watch that 7 o'clock at night. I love and appreciate you. And Kamala Harris is the VP pick. Everybody, let's stick together and do what we got to do. Love you guys. Appreciate you. We'll see you next week.